so much. It is so wonderful to be here with you today, and good afternoon. Today we're going to talk about soy foods, a mindful choice, some strategies, and some opportunities in the marketplace. But let me first tell you, in my 20-some years of working with soy foods, this has never been a better time for us in the marketplace. It is really exciting. So with that, let's begin. So let's look at some global mega trends. Today's food trends combine evolving attitudes towards the health of the individual and the health of the planet. And that's what really is driving the plant-based eating. So it's looking at both the health of the individual and the health of the planet. And we'll be talking a lot more about that. Plant-based eating is on the move. 59% increase in plant-based food introductions in 2021. So there's a lot of new products out there. Other top consumer priorities are taste, taste, taste. Taste is so critical, and we'll be talking about that, along with convenience and value. Soy foods market, let's take a big look at what we're looking at for the soy foods market. In 2020, the global sales of soy foods were about $16.1 billion. And globally, soy food sales have grown at a compounded annual growth rate of about 2.4% from 2016 to 2020. Soy-based beverages expected to grow about 8% of the global plant-based beverages market. That's forecasted to be around $266.5 million by the end of 2022. So by the end of December, that's what we're looking for. And then that global soy protein ingredients market expected to grow about $15.3 billion by 2030. And a lot of what's fueling that is the plant-based meat alternative market. Let's look at Latin America. Latin America is the fourth largest regional soy foods market by sales value, following Asia, West Europe, and North America. And it's the third largest overseas regional market. So it's very important. At $751 million in sales in 2020, the Latin American market has 4.67 or about 4.7% of the global soy foods market and is the fourth largest regional market. But let's not forget about Mexico. Mexico also has a robust soy foods market, and it really is because of the whole meat alternatives area. That's what's fueling Mexico. Soy foods and personal health. We mentioned that before, but it really rides the wave of that plant protein trend. The wide range of soy ingredients make it easy to add high quality plant protein to your very favorite recipes. And we'll be showing you great opportunities for that in the coming slides. But again, it's really that expanded definition that I think could be a game changer for soy foods and soybean oil. Personal health and sustainability are currently among the top considerations driving consumer food choices, with health of the planet now eclipsing personal health concerns. So everybody is really concerned about planet health. What's going on from a sustainability point of view? And again, we'll be looking at that and how soy foods and soybeans are right in line with that sustainability trend. But this is coming from top trends of 2022 from Innova. So again, it's really very recent information and good for us all to really think about. Soy foods keep pace with the trends. As we said, the plant-based eating is on the move, with product introductions in 2021 that include soy-based snacks. I will talk a lot more about snacks, and plant-based meats and dairy products. Again, 2022 information. Health and wellness. This is interesting. It really does affect how consumers look at their food choices, but that's including the immune boosting foods and the concept of food as medicine. Since the onset of the pandemic, Europeans have been consuming more foods to improve their immune health, including 52% of Polish consumers. Again, 2022 information. But when we look at immune boosting health, we really have to look at gut health. And it's really great that we can say from a soy foods perspective that fermented foods really help gut health. And our fermented foods include miso and tempeh. Sustainability continues to gather momentum with environmental factors growing more important to an average of 21% of consumers globally. Research suggests that sustainability interest levels are highest in Latin America and Asian emerging markets. So again, your region is really critical to this whole sustainability movement. Flavor. Again, let me just say, no matter how healthy some food is, if it doesn't taste good, nobody's going to eat it. So we really have to look at flavor. 67% of consumers cite flavor as a key attribute for sweet baked goods. 72% say flavor is important from ice cream and frozen treats. Again, there's some great opportunities for soy. We know that flavor is important in the seasonal ingredients. Everybody's looking at seasonal and fresh. But again, we live in a global market. Global flavors are being seen in frozen foods, snack products, and plant-based dairy and meat. We really enjoy global flavors no matter where we're at. And again, the pandemic brought us back to our childhood favorites. Childhood favorites really make you feel warm and remember your great time of growing up, so that nostalgia flavors also play into this whole flavor trend. Another world of opportunities. Again, saying this, I think you'll get this by the end, that we believe that plant-based foods are really here to stay, but it goes beyond the burgers and dairy opportunities. The result is increased interest in various flavor profiles, again, and formats that range from shelf-stable and frozen products to indulgent foods and snack categories. Snacks are really critical. Definitions of healthy snacks are evolving. Foods with the potential of boosting immune health, again, there we go again, immune health, including fermented foods and those with antioxidants and probiotics, will draw attention. Globally, 55% of consumers currently want snacks with a nutritional boost. Again, great opportunity for soy. Prices becoming more of a priority. I think that's pretty obvious. And again, we really believe that the whole plant protein choices are complete with conventional products and appeal to a large variety of consumers, including that flexitarian market that eats plant-based maybe twice a week and eat meat the rest of the week, or eat some fish. So flexitarians are important. But we believe currently soybean oil and other versatile soy pantry staples help consumers and food professionals alike really fight those rising food costs. So it's important when we talk about price that soy is part of that conversation. Here we go again, the soy and food as medicine. That's really starting to be something to look at. Again, with the pandemic, brought new priorities. Post-pandemic world, 54% of global consumers say they have educated themselves on ingredients with a potential to boost immune health, including fermented foods, probiotics, and antibiotics. So again, that's just a little bit different way of looking at that. We're saying that 54% of global consumers say that's important. But this food as medicine is really gathering some momentum. And I'm happy to say this. The evidence-based field of culinary medicine blends medical science with the art of cooking to help people make good food decisions that can prevent or treat disease. And actually, some American medical schools are offering courses such as understanding plant-based diets in health and disease. This is so important, and I believe finally that medicine is starting to look at food. And as we've said for so many years, and certainly you as dietitians, you are what you eat. And this really brings that right around and supports that statement. Let's take a look at the soy milk market. It's been around for a while. Of the estimated 22.5 billion liters of plant-based milk consumed globally in 2019, about 76% was soy milk, and about 24% were all the other plant-based milks. And you all know that soy is the primary ingredient in soy milk, obviously, but other plant-based milks include almond, coconut, oat, and walnut. And every day there seems to be a new plant-based milk, but soy milk is really the dominant soy milk at this point. In 2019, again, this supports that the global market for plant-based milk was worth about an estimated $43 billion at the retail level, with soy milk accounting for about $25 billion, or about 57% of total sales. We think that the plant-based market is going to continue to grow at about 4.2% annually over the next few years, while soy is likely to grow about 2.1%. But combine all those products, it's going to reach about 50 billion in sales by 2022. That's a big number. We know that people are continuing to look at plant-based milk, but I think it's important to realize soy milk is a mature product. It's been around for a long, long time. Therefore, it's a leader. But with that, there comes a lot of competition in this category. And you as dietitians and health professionals, I think it's critical to look at how much protein is in the plant-based milks and really make sure that your clients or consumers understand when you look at plant-based, one of the key things is saying how much protein are in those beverages. And we know soy is a leader when it comes to the protein. And then textured soy protein, either you'll see it labeled as TSP or TVP. It's the same product. You can use it dry or hydrated. This is a great illustration of what happens when you add some water. You can put it in the microwave and microwave it quickly, and the TSP granules really soak up the liquid. Or you can put it on top of the range and boil it also. That works well also. And if you're using it in a specific recipe, you'll probably want to drain it and then use it with your other ingredients. But I will also tell you this. You can use it dry. I have a great cookie recipe that combines both oatmeal and TVP or TSP in the recipe dry, and it adds that great crunch and a little caramel flavor. And again, I always say, snacks, a cookie can be a snack. Let's make that cookie count. And I say that when you add soy to any dessert, it just makes you feel a little bit better about consuming that dessert. So take a look at that as you're looking at some of the opportunities for snacks. But certainly when we look at that whole category of textured soy protein, it is so fabulous when it comes to cost, great benefit, it's inexpensive, easy to prepare, and it provides a high yield, good texture. We know that texture really affects how we like food. So it's got a great texture to it, less waste, easy to store, and it is shelf stable. So it's great to keep on your pantry shelves, and it's ready to go when you need it. So those are great attributes and benefits for the textured soy product. Soybean oil and health. I am so happy to say that in 2017, the US FDA approved a health claim for soybean oil and coronary heart disease, and it states, supportive but not conclusive scientific evidence suggests that eating about 1.5 tablespoons or 20.5 grams daily of soybean oil, which contains unsaturated fat, this is key, may reduce the risk of coronary heart disease. So when you look at the nutritional profile, it's low in saturated fat, high in health-promoting polyunsaturated fat, with a moderate amount of monounsaturated fat. That's the key when you start taking a look at soybean oil. Now, also, I'm happy to say that in 1999, the FDA gave soy protein a heart health claim. And that's what really started all the interest in soy foods. And that claim states that if you consume 25 grams of soy protein per day in the context of a healthy diet, it may reduce the risk of coronary heart disease. So now we have both the soy protein and the soybean oil helping with coronary heart disease. So it's a very strong platform that we stand on from both a heart health point of view with both soybean oil and soy protein. Here we are, so many soy food options for consumers. We've been talking about soybean oil. It's great for cooking and sauteing, dressings and mayonnaise. We'll talk a little bit more about mayonnaise later. About a tablespoon is a serving. Soy flour, great for tortillas, bread baking, additional baking. And do remember that soy flour does not have any gluten in it, so you can't use 100%. Otherwise, your recipes will be very flat. It won't allow it to rise. So I say, if you have a cup of regular flour, you can substitute about a fourth to a third, and it works beautifully then in recipes. The soy textured protein, the TSP, TVP, main dishes, soups, burgers, any kind of unique dishes you're looking at combined with, and it combines beautifully with meat. The other thing with soups, let me just say, you can add it dry. You don't have to rehydrate it because that liquid in the soup just lets it expand, and it really starts looking like hamburger crumbles. So it's a great way to add protein to all these dishes. Soy milk, again, been around a long time. Hot or cold beverages, desserts, creams, puddings, works beautifully in smoothies also. And then tofu. We look at smoothies, salads, and desserts, and probably stir fries also. The only thing with tofu, you have to remember it comes in silken, that very smooth and silky form, those packages that are shelf stable until you open them, or the water packs. So the tofu is in the water. I always say, what do you want your tofu to do? If you want it to blend in and be really smooth and creamy, you use the silken tofu. If you want it to keep its shape, you typically use the water packed tofu. So just think about that when you're talking to your clients or customers, saying, what do you want that tofu to do? But it's a great addition because it soaks up flavors. So you can combine it with some delicious flavorings and it will take on that flavor profile. So remember that too. Opportunity. Soybean oil creates global condiments with culinary and cultural appeal. Here's that mayonnaise. Mayonnaise is the most popular condiment in the US with about 2 billion in annual sales. Mayonnaise, mustard, and aioli are among top condiments in Europe. But mayonnaise takes on global flavors and can be easily customized by home cooks and chefs alike. Think about miso mayonnaise. So we're adding some of that fermented food into mayonnaise. You can use it in creating barbecue or teriyaki or basil flavors. Flavored mayonnaise is ideal for sandwiches and spreads and signature tartar sauces, dressings, toppings with roasted vegetable. And it's a great way to add a bit extra flavor to vegetables. So think about that. That miso mayo, I think, is a really great idea. But let's look at Whole Foods Market in the US. That's a supermarket. Customers are turning to condiments to elevate their meals more than ever. Customers are not afraid to experiment with condiments to level up familiar comfort foods or recreate favorite restaurant dishes. You know, they're talking about fermenting and flourishing. So lots of opportunities in this whole area of condiments. I really think it would be wise to take a look at that whole area, making sure that all those condiments that you're using maybe have a little bit of a nutritional boost also. According to Mintel, which is a great research group, sales of condiments, marinade, and dressing category are expected to hit about $3 billion in sales by 2024, showing growth of more than 5% since 2022. So again, we know that that whole area of flavor is so important. And how do we add soy to make sure that all of those condiments are really working hard for us from a nutritional point of view? This is kind of fun to think about, the flavored oil niche market. I think the infused oils have become so popular. Some of the hottest flavors are the yuzu, the Persian lime, the Meyer lemon, blood orange. And then when you talk about herbs and spices, the basil, bay leaf, jalapeno, and peppercorn. Those, again, what are we saying? Flavor, flavor, flavor. In the competitive picture, the infused olive oil market is estimated to grow significantly from 22 to 2027. And again, flavored olive oil, we can do flavored soybean oil. Consumers who make their own flavored oils, lots of people are adding flavors to their oils. And certainly the soybean oil lets you add those added flavors and let the flavors shine because it is such a neutral oil. It does not have a strong flavor at all, which makes it so great for adding flavors to it. Flavored cooking sprays, is there an opportunity? That's a question mark. I know that air fryers might not be as popular in your area of the world, but I can tell you in the US, the sales have gone crazy with air fryers. And again, with air fryers, you're putting food in to this basket, and many times you coat it with oil or spray it with oil. So we could be looking at some flavored cooking sprays also. And certainly there are cooking sprays that are soybean based. So let's think about maybe adding some flavors to those. That could be a big idea, maybe an opportunity in your marketplace. But let's not forget about soy food service. Soy foods fit perfectly into the food service area. It's a plant-forward cuisine with streamlined menus, really calling for fewer menu items and fewer ingredients. It might be an opportunity for high oleic soybean oil. Now, high oleic soybean oil, if you don't know, has no trans fats in it, and it is liquid. So it works beautifully in fryers, in the restaurants. It's not really available for consumers yet, but it's a great oil to look at for food service because you can use it at the front of the house, having it sit on tables for oil, all the way to the back for sauteing and deep fat frying. We know that it's important that cuisines reflect a sense of place with local, regional, and seasonal and indigenous ingredients. And it's, again, saying, taking all the cuisine that is available in your area, and how do we start adding just a little bit of soy to it? So that's another opportunity. Again, soybean oil arrived for food service. It's very traditional. It's the most widely consumed cooking oil in the US. Culinary attributes, again, saying neutral flavored, all-purpose oil. It's so versatile and accounts for about 7% of the total calorie intake of Americans. And again, happy to say that it's cost-effective for consumers and food service professionals alike. And you'll see that soybean oil is also being blended with other oils also, both at the retail level along with food service. But again, it's such a neutral flavor and it's cost-effective. Here we see soybean oil with all the different product categories. You just understand how important oil is when you start looking at food and the different varieties of food. 2021, China led worldwide soybean consumption at about 18.5 million metric tons, followed by the US at about 11.3 metric tons. Again, take a look at all the areas where we're using oil, from indulgent foods such as desserts to the healthy snacks. We like that crispy, crunchy texture, and certainly protein being involved in snacks is a real added benefit. Fried appetizers and entrees, from chicken to shrimp to tofu to breaded vegetables, main courses, baked goods, again, talking about oil and baked goods, and dressings. You know, it's such an opportunity for dressings and sauces, for salads, dips, and soups. So when you look at all of this, you really realize how important oil is to foods. And of course, we're coming at it from a soybean point of view, thinking it's perfect for all these categories. Again, high oleic oil for food service capitalizes on cross-utilization, just like I said, from frying to baking or creating dresses and sauces. Longer fryer time, about 2 to 3 times longer. It lasts longer in the fryer. And it's so important to realize it's liquid when you pour it into that fryer. Way back when we were using partially hydrogenated oils, it was more of a semi-solid or solid product, putting it into the deep fat fryer. Now high oleic is liquid, so it heats up faster and it lasts so much longer. Spray oils for home cooks and food service alike meet a demand that is likely to increase with healthy cooking styles. Again, just looking at all those opportunities where we're using soybean oil and saying that, make sure you're looking at that nutritional profile. It's such a great profile for both food service and consumers alike. The trends, I love watching trends. Hotel food service, you know, during the pandemic, people weren't traveling, but we're really seeing consumers are starting to vacation again, and I'm hoping that it's picking up for you in Mexico also. But people want international flavors. They like to splurge a bit because they're on vacation, and also some really fun meal experiences. Quick service or fast food service restaurants will continue to be part of the consumer eating styles. Even though we say, wow, are you cooking at home or you're going out, making sure that whatever you're consuming has some health component to it. But, fast food service restaurants use a lot of oil, and that high oleic soybean oil is really the perfect oil for the delicious fried foods that we all love. We're seeing younger restaurant patrons. According to a Data Central Trend report on eating out trends in the US, 10% of all consumers had oils, fats, and sweets in their last away from home meal. That percentage increased to 13% of consumers in both the Gen Z and millennial age group. So again, the younger group too is really looking at that eating out opportunity. And again, eating some oils, fats, and sweets when they're eating out. So again, how do we make it just a little bit healthier? I'll tell you, it's so great working for the soybean industry and soy foods area. We have such a great, compelling story to tell. Worldwide, 6 out of 10 consumers want to learn more about where their food comes from. We need to let them know where their food is coming from. We need to let them know about the people behind our food, the community of growers, producers, manufacturers, and artisans that are all part of that soy food story. Sustainability, here we go. Sustainability. 95% of US soy farmers are committed to sustainable farming practices and partner with the USDA to implement conservation programs. The soybean farmers are so key in this whole sustainability area. They take it very seriously. They grow their food, they grow our food. They want to make sure that their land is sustainable along with the food that they're growing. Transparency. For most consumers, clean eating generally means minimal processing and simple ingredient statements. Again, soy foods have a lot of foods to offer in that area. Accountability. 42% of consumers say that labels showing environmental impact would encourage them to buy products. So about half the consumers are watching. They want to see how companies are doing from an environmental point of view. And if you're from a company, you need to really make sure you're telling your consumer about what you're doing from an environmental and sustainability point of view. If you can't do it on your package, do it on your website. Consumers want to see that. And we have a great story to tell in the soybean and soy foods area. Soy foods and health of the planet. US soy is sustainably grown. Soybeans offer the highest protein yield per hectare, about 346 pounds of edible protein per acre. This is so critical as we really face that challenge of feeding a very large growing population. Soy foods help the food industry meet sustainability expectations for consumers. Again, 3 out of 4 global consumers expect companies to invest in sustainability. Again, it really goes well with the last slide, also talking about what consumers are looking for. We need to tell our story. You as working with clients or consumers need to tell the story about foods and the health behind them, as well as manufacturers making food need to tell their story about sustainability and what they're doing from an environmental impact. So let's end this with key points about soy foods. I want you to have a few takeaways from this presentation. Soy foods is a complete protein, has all the amino acids. That's why vegetarians and vegans from long ago had been consuming soy foods, because it's a complete protein. High protein source, a plant protein. It's a high quality plant protein. So when you look at the PDCAAS scores, it's equal to beef. So high quality. And that has such a role in the global food security area. Eating soy is a great way to increase plant protein in a healthy lifestyle. Soy protein is naturally cholesterol-free and low in saturated fat. Great way to boost fiber. We didn't talk a lot about fiber, but there's a lot of fiber in a lot of the soy foods out there. A great researched health benefits. I'm so happy to say this. I know Dr. Mark Messina is going to talk to you about all the health benefits, but it's great for us in the soybean industry to say that all the things we talk about have been researched. They're not just somebody saying that it's this or that. They are truly researched health benefits. It's a functional food. It raises yield of products from solid drinks, ice cream, yogurts, and many more. And it's great when we're talking about malnutrition and obesity. It works with both areas. Availability of lots of new soy foods out there. That's what's fun about this right now, is seeing all the new products that are coming to the marketplace. Nutritional solution for family members, from young to old. It's so important. Soy protein fits perfectly into food options from the very young to the elderly. Contains omega-3 fats, essential polyunsaturated fats. Omega-3 fats are linked to lower risk of the cardiovascular disease. Sources of vitamins and minerals, B vitamins, iron, and zinc. New product formulations. It's exciting. Soy foods are great when we're talking about inflation and economy, and they're so good when it comes from an economic value. But we need to look at promoting them also. From Meatless Mondays, Day with Soy, Soy Month. In the US, we call April is Soy Foods Month. So in April, we do lots of promotions and increasing the awareness about soy. And then to end, it would be great for you to go onto this website, the Soy Connection, to see what people are saying about soy in the US. It's all very positive. They know farmers are sustainable. They also understand that soy has so many great health benefits. So it's just great to be able to wrap this up and say, soy is great for including in everyday lifestyle. There's so many new products that fit well, and it's just a great product with lots of nutrition and health benefits. So with that, I say thank you. It's been great being here with you today. The Soy Foods Council has two brochures that we've developed that are digital. And I'm happy to say the Really Fast, Really Easy, Really Good won an international award, the Gourmand award winner. So we're happy to say that it's being recognized around the world. But it's just, they're great ideas and resources. You can go on to the soyfoodscouncil.com and find them. They're free. You can download them and really start looking at lots more ways of adding soy to your healthy lifestyle. So again, thank you, Martha and the Mexican Soy Foods Association. I so appreciate this opportunity, and I wish you a good conference. Thank you so much.